Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, July 11th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Quick hit. The price of mail went up yesterday. Hope you're stocked up on the forever stamps. Now it's going to cost you 60 cents to send a letter. Still a bargain. Well, it is Monday, and we have a lot of news, so let's get into it, shall we? On Thursday afternoon, 4 black males rolled up in a dark SUV to a playground in Mead Village in the Severn community and opened fire. A 15-year-old teen was struck and taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening conditions. A person who was also on the playground returned fire with their own weapon and fled the scene. Police say this was a targeted shooting and are looking for the suspects, both the shooters in the SUV as well as the one on the playground that returned the fire. You need to contact the Anne Arundel County Police if you know anything at 410-222-4700. The Anne Arundel County Police are hoping that with the passage of time, some alliances may have fallen apart and they can close a 2-year-old murder case. On July 5th in 2020, just after noon, there was a shooting at a large party on Cananero Drive in the Revel Downs community in Annapolis. 19-year-old Justin Beasley was shot and killed. There was a second 19-year-old that was also shot, and he survived. This was a large party, and police believe there are dozens of witnesses and are asking anybody to come forward. You can contact police at 410-222-4731 or anonymously at 410-222-4700. And speaking of cold cases, the Popo just dropped their latest episode on an unsolved crime on their new podcast. That podcast is called The Crime Journal. Definitely want to check it out. This one is about a brutal murder in Morris Hills up near the Baltimore City line back in November of 2019. A man knocked on the door, asked for the woman's son. When he came out, there was an altercation, and the son was shot to death right there on his back porch. Police want to solve it for obvious reasons, but also to give the victim's mom some closure. You definitely want to check out that podcast and subscribe. And if you know anything about that case, get in touch with the police. The Ark and Dove Presbyterian Church in Odenton has had its Black Lives Matter sign vandalized once again. This is at least the 10th time, and it's happened between last Wednesday night and last Thursday morning. And the word black was cut out from the large sign, leaving a giant hole. They are determined, and the banner will be fixed or replaced, and additional security measures will be put in place. Often when a busker pulls up in front of a store, the store owner quickly shoos them away. Well, not in Annapolis and not at Zachary's Jewelers. A week or so ago, Evangeline Ross saw the trio performing some Irish music outside of their store, and it really caught her ear. She went and talked to them. She asked them about the music and learned that they are saving money for an international competition in Ireland in August, and they are all members of the Baltimore-Washington Academy of Irish Culture. Well, that's all it took. Now they're going to be performing at Zachary's regularly. The store itself will be making a contribution and will be asking customers to contribute as well if they wish. The competition for the group is in August, and the trio is well on the way. If you want to help out, you can make a donation online at bwaic.org. But you do want to check with Zachary's to see when they're performing because they are outstanding, and you definitely want to check them out. What a fabulous story about great neighbors in Annapolis. Food news. Choptank is opening today for lunch and dinner. That's the good news. The bad news is that they have a backlog of 1,400 reservations they need to muscle through. So don't expect to walk in just yet, but you can try to snag a reservation online. The soft opening went really well, and everyone I spoke with had nothing but raves. Now, this is a big restaurant. How big? 16,000 square feet big, with inside seating for 175 and 200 outside. Also opening up tomorrow over near the mall in the center where Trader Joe's is, Spout Craft Food and Bakery will be opening its doors. They started as a food truck back in 2016 in Easton. They opened 2 other cafes on the shore, one in Easton, one in St. Michael's. Both are very, very small. And now this is the 3rd, much larger, healthy, fresh food. Well, welcome to the neighborhood Sprout. Glad to meet you. And in some not so great food news, Dangerously Delicious Pies has called it quits here in Annapolis. They opened up in November of 2020 on West Street after a pretty extensive renovation and build out of their space during the heat of COVID. But according to their Facebook page, they just couldn't get that rock up the hill. I believe it was a franchise, and they have said that the original store in Baltimore would be taking orders and trucking pies down to the regional farmers markets. They are at the Anne Arundel Farmers Market on Riva Road on Sundays, the Crofton Farmers Market on Wednesdays, the Kent Island Farmers Market on Thursdays, and Severna Park Farmers Market on Saturdays. I don't know what's happening with the Market House outpost they had just yet. I'm going to roll down there today and check it out and see what I can find out. I do hope you caught the local business spotlight with Daily. Quite a cool and refreshing take on social media, if I say so myself. Up next weekend, it's either going to be Liquefied Creative or Maryland Hall. As always, I'm up for suggestions, so send them my way. And a reminder, I am not sure when they're going to be cutting off my code, but the Annapolis Irish Festival is this Saturday, July 16th, and you can save $5 or 20%, depending on which way you want to look at it, off of every one of your general admission tickets with the code 5OFFI22. That's the number 5OFFI22. And you can get them all at AnnapolisIrishFestival.com. And as we begin to wrap it up, if you are a fan of the Thomas Point Lighthouse, there is a fundraiser on September 23rd. It'll be on the Catherine Marie and will include food, drinks, oysters, and the Eastport Oyster Boys. We do have the details at eyeonannapolis.net, as well as a link for tickets in their online auction. So why do you need to know about this now? Well, tickets are very limited. The yacht can only hold 150, so you want to go get them now. This will be a fun night, and this will sell out. All right, that's a wrap. But first, a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, Alpha Engineering, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long End Buster Company. All righty, and Alsina from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report. And of course, George Young from DCMD VA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather. All of that coming up in just a bit.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Hopefully you've come to know and trust this voice when it comes to solar. Many of you out there have already decided you will go solar, but you just haven't decided when. Here's 2 reasons why the timing is urgent. First, the federal tax credit for solar drops from 26 to 22% on December 31st of this year. If you don't commit this summer, you could miss out on 4% of the savings on your solar project. Second, solar locks out today's roaring energy inflation. National electricity costs have jumped 12% in just the last 12 months. You've only got a few months left to sign up to ensure you get installed in 2022 for the full 26% tax credit. If you know solar energy is in your future, now is the time. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMD VA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMD VA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMD VA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, July 11th. Yesterday was very nice after a cool and rainy Saturday, and today will be pretty comfortable as well, ahead of 2 hot days and a return of rain chances. Look for sunshine and highs 80 to 86 degrees today, to be followed by upper 80s to mid-90s, and a chance for some PM showers and storms tomorrow, with additional PM rain chances Wednesday, with temps likely 87 to 93 for PM highs, with sunshine then returning Thursday through Sunday with highs each day mid to upper 80s, with only a small chance of some PM showers Sunday afternoon and evening, as we cross into the second half of July 2022. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMD VA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to download our DCMD VA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google app stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
The benefits of a good night's sleep are well documented. Sleeping well prevents weight gain, improves concentration and creativity, and boosts the immune system. So, what keeps you up at night? If you run a business, then the security of your computer network may be one of those things. Threats like ransomware and phishing are becoming increasingly sophisticated and pose a real risk to any business. Don't let these cyber threats keep you up at night. At Alpha, they've been helping their customers sleep better for over 30 years by monitoring in real time and hardening network defenses. And for those irritating IT issues that arise every day, Alpha's just a phone call away, helping your business run smoothly and helping you sleep better knowing Alpha is on guard. Give Alpha a call to see if they can ease your worries and help you get the rest you deserve. Find them at alphagetsit.com.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Last week, the S&P snapped its losing streak, posting gains of about 3%. This follows the worst first-half performance since 1970. The June jobs report showed the economy added 372,000 jobs in June, well above the expected 250,000. Some analysts expect that the continued strong employment numbers will encourage the Fed to raise rates by another 0.75% at its meeting later this month. Through all of the turmoil, our advice remains the same. A solid financial plan starts with positive cash flow, which means being conscious of your spending habits. Follow that with a strong emergency fund, aiming to build to 6 months of living expenses. Take advantage of dips in the market to reposition taxable accounts and harvest tax losses. Talk with your tax professional about Roth conversions. Keep adding to your retirement accounts. If you are still working, market downturns like this are wonderful. I know, it doesn't feel like it. Shift your thinking to shares and not dollars. With each contribution, you are buying more shares while the market is down. You haven't lost any shares if you've stayed invested. Just ignore that nauseous feeling in the pit of your stomach. We've been talking with clients about their wills and estate planning documents. Many have expressed an interest in saving money by having them done online, rather than working with a qualified estate attorney. It's expensive to be cheap. Many of the online companies don't offer testamentary trust as part of their wills, so assets are left outright to minor children. The state will require the funds to be held in an UTMA, or Uniform Trust for Minors account, which automatically becomes theirs at 21. Beyond that, we see people often forget to update all of their beneficiary designations. Worse than that, many of these online companies will push people to revocable living trusts, which cost more and can be more challenging to establish correctly. While these are appropriate for many people, they are not needed by most. And if you have one, you need to retitle your house and other assets into the trust. We see people who did everything online, but never executed or signed the documents, or funded their trusts, or changed their beneficiaries. Chances are you'll have the same will for many, many years. Consider the cost over a 10-year period, and it becomes much more reasonable. For a great checklist of things to consider when making your estate plan, give us a call or send an email to info@CovingtonAlsina.com. Your action item this week is to check your beneficiaries. Don't forget old 401k plans or pensions from a previous employer. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. All performance references historical and does no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long & Foster company.
One of the most common questions we get, how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.